Hello and welcome to Raggy's World. On Friday, or it could have been Saturday last week, I tweeted out that I was delving into BookTube's history. This video is going to be discussing what I found, but also I'd like to get your opinion on things to see what you think, whether I'm on the right track, if you know something, if there was something else I didn't and couldn't find. I would love to hear your story on that, on what you have to say. So please do, have a conversation with me in the comments, or email me if you would prefer. I don't mind. My email address is always below. This could be quite a long video, but I'm going to try and keep it short. We'll start with what I did. I went to Google, I typed in BookTube, I changed the search settings to 2009 to start with, and then I put them to 2010. Still no reference of BookTube at this time, apart from late 2010, where we do get a reference to BookTube, but it's not BookTube as we see it as BookTube is. The reference is to I think it's like a school, I can't quite remember, but it was like a school who were talking about books and stuff, but it wasn't necessarily BookTube as we know it today. It was like a school project within the school. It wasn't until 2011, the 16th of September 2011, when we get the first reference to BookTube, especially in the title of a video, and this is by Lizzie Books in her first BookTube news video. Now, I'm not saying that Lizzie Books created BookTube. I know for a fact people were talking about books on YouTube prior to the 16th of September 2011. But what I can't find is whether there was much of a community before that. So if you were around, either as a viewer or as a creator at that time, I would love to know, because I can't find reference to it anywhere. But what I think happened is that Lizzie Books, by creating BookTube News, created somewhere where the community could come together, where it was our news. It sort of created an identity, is what I think has happened through BookTube News, but again, I would love to get your opinion on that. I then went to Twitter to see when the first hashtag BookTube was used. Again, it wasn't Lizzie Books. Hashtag BookTube was originally used by Forbes in London, one of the bookstores, as a sort of game. I'm not sure what they did. I think it was revolved around the BookTube, I'm not entirely sure. But then, the 9th of February 2012, Lizzie, from Lizzie Books, said, "I dubbed this year as the year of booktubers. I mean, honestly, we're taking over." And she was correct. The hashtag BookTube and BookTube in general explodes in 2012, and you can find lots of references to BookTube. 2013, again, even more, and 2014, even more again. But basically what I'm saying is I thought BookTube started maybe 2009 as like a community thing, but it seems that 2011 is when I can find the first reference to it. Another interesting fact about this, though, is that I was reading a paper about YouTube community. It's an anthropological on a YouTube community. What I found interesting about it is that there are similarities between YouTube 2009 and BookTube 2014. So YouTube started, when was it? 2005, 2006? I should know that off the top of my head, but I don't. And in 2009, they were having conversations, videos were being made about the YouTube community and what was going on in the community and how the community was developing and what would happen to it. And this is what we're seeing now in BookTube 2014. So BookTube started, or seemed to occur, in 2011. Everything seemed to be brought together, every little person brought together. We're now seeing in 2014 the BookTube community has exploded. We're now seeing videos about the BookTube community and BookTube culture and what it means and where we're going. But I'd love to get your opinion on that, because what I'm seeing are similarities. I'm not saying that we are going the same way that YouTube community as a whole is going. So these are some of the things that I'm finding at the moment, which I'm finding really fascinating. But if you know anything else about BookTube prior to 2011, or the 16th of September 2011, then please let me know. What was it like? What was the community like? Did you call yourself a booktuber or part of the BookTube community? Maybe quite a while ago for people to remember, but it would be really interesting to know. I know a couple of you have been around for a long time. In fact, I didn't know how long until I discovered in my research that some of you have been around since basically the start of YouTube on your channels. which is, I mean, I know a lot of you may have been around for a long time in general, but have just had lots of different channels. I'm the same. I started one in 2008, and then I moved over to this one in 2011. But anyway, that's beside the point. The next thing I wanted to talk about is, while I was doing my research, I found this old tag which was started by Donny Katz. This is really interesting because this was a tag that was started called My BookTube Story tag, and this tag is incredible. It's just what I'm trying to look at. It says, how did you come to the BookTube? And why did you start making bookish videos? And more importantly, why do you stay? And that is one of the key questions that I want to ask you. So please put it below, or make the tag video and link it below so I can go check it out. I want to know why you come to BookTube. Why not anywhere else? Why here? Why do you stay here? What interests me in particular is, why not just go to the blogs? Why not just get your reviews from Goodreads? What is it about BookTube that keeps you coming back? So if you don't want to say in the comments below or make a video, then please email me. Again, my email is down below. I've kind of condensed things into this video. There is a lot more that's just going on in general, and I have a lot more research to do, and I'm still working my way through typing up my interviews, so I will be sort of talking through things I find from them, obviously not mentioning anyone's names, don't worry. Finally, please, if you have any knowledge about BookTube prior to 2011, then please let me know. And also, if you think there's anything that would be useful for me to read or know about, again, let me know. And if you want to check out that tag, let's try and revive it. I think my next video will be doing this tag because it seems quite a cool tag to do, and I've been going back through them and they're great. It was such a great idea. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it was a bit on the long side. I will speak to you again soon. Bye.